guys, thank you for coming back. Sorry I've been MIA, but I have been so sick. It's not even funny. So excuse me if my voice is a little too raspy, but yeah, I still have a sinus infection, but last week it was horrible. So thank you Jesus, I'm finally kind of okay. So today I want to film a tutorial about acne prone skin makeup. Okay, so I have several foundations that I love that are full coverage, but as you know, my skin is a mess and it's a lot better than it was like earlier this year. I've been seeing a dermatologist throughout this year and it's really helped. I've been on spironolactone and I had hydrofacials done, and I switched my skincare products and that has really helped. I am using Epions now, but here and there I'll throw in some Lancome or Clinique stuff. Jumping into the video, I'm going to start with my primer. So I already moisturized my face. So there's a couple of different ones that I want to talk about. This Clinique Pore Refining Solutions. It's not sold as a primer, but it's an instant perfector, so it'll kind of mattify your skin overall. So what I'm going to do, I'm already pre-moisturized, so I'm going to jump in onto this Clinique primer, and I'm going to use just a little bit like this. I'm going to warm it up, and I'm going to just press it against my skin, so it just kind of covers that area. Just a little bit more, go over the forehead, and I feel like that makes my oil not come through so much throughout the day. I have extremely oily skin, so gotta do what you gotta do. So a second primer that I use is this one. It's by Dr. Brand, the Pores No More Pore Refiner, and I use only in the area where my pores show the most. So it'll be in my T-zone, up here in this triangle area, my nose, and then my chin. So this one I'm going to use again just a little bit of product, just about this much, run it through my fingers, and just press it through those areas of concern. I'm gonna jump into foundation. There's another primer that I love. It's the one by Smashbox. It's the one that comes in the purple shade. It's the Photo Finish Foundation Primer, Oil-Free Pore Minimizing. So if I don't use the Dr. Brand, I'll use this one, again, just on my T-zone, around here, and it really does the job well. Now as far as foundation, I do have different ones that I truly love, but my favorite at the moment is this one by e.l.f. It's been so loved that you can even barely see the name on it. I don't know if you can actually see it, but this is the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation with salicylic acid, witch hazel, camphor, tea tree, and aloe. Okay, so this is like 2 for 1. So it has good coverage, mattifies, and then has salicylic acid to kind of help combat the acne. So that's what I'm going to use today, but another couple different ones that I like. I've shown you on my previous tutorials the Clinique. This is the Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. This is really good as well. And then another one that I really love is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. This one is really nice, especially in the summer, because it has SPF 15. So that's that. So jumping into the makeup for today, I'm gonna grab this one that's been a little bit more used. I'm going to just pour some here in my hand, and now with my finger I'm gonna dot it all over my face. And this foundation is not only awesome, but it's also super affordable. It's a drugstore product. Now I have not found it at a drugstore anywhere. I've bought it through the e.l.f. website. So you might have to do that, but it's seriously like $5–6. So now with a damp beauty sponge, I'm going in and just pumping it in the skin, just kind of pressing it into the skin. Seriously, this is one coat and it does such a good job. So now moving on to concealer. This is my favorite all-time concealer for 2017, and I'm not the only one. There's plenty of people who love the Tarte Shape Tape, and it's amazing. I am in color light medium, but you can get a lighter color to highlight. You can also get a darker tone if you want to contour with it, because it's so blendable. So right now I'm gonna work it into the areas I want to conceal and highlight on my face, because I use it as both. And then I just kind of use it here because I have a lot of darkness going on. And as you saw, it's just one pump. I did not go back in and got more product. Just one is definitely plenty. So, boom, right there. So I always like to use my fingers at first to just warm up the product and pushing it into the skin. And just make it melt away. And I'm gonna go into with my Real Techniques beauty sponge. I like the Beauty Blender, but I don't know why I've been loving the Real Techniques one. I think it gets a little fluffier, and I don't know, it's just, I can find it at Ulta, I can find it at Walmart, I can find it at, I think, Target. And Beauty Blender, you can only get it at Sephora and online, and sometimes I just don't feel like shopping online. And that's that. Kind of drag it down a little bit more. We're done with that. I'm going to set my under eye and my face. So for under eye, I am still loving the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. And I'm gonna use again my beauty sponge. Dump it in here and work it underneath the eyelid. Now for the rest of my face, I'm going to grab a powder brush. Today I'm using this little e.l.f. one, this Kabuki face brush. You can also use something like the one by Real Techniques. And I am using my Bare Minerals translucent powder. And I really like this one. Again, I'm just pressing it against the skin. And down the neck. My lips are a little chapped from the winter, so I'm going to use this Butter Lip Balm by NYX. This will provide moisture before I apply an actual lipstick. And now on to brows. I'm going to do those off camera. Alright, so eyebrows are done. So now I'm going to move on to eyes. And I'm doing an everyday type look, so again, I'm gonna go back to my Carly Bible palette that I've been loving. So easy to work with. So we're gonna start with a transition shade, which is this little orangey one that I always default to, and work it all the way from the outer corner on into the crease. Going to grab a kind of like a taper brush by Morphe, and I'm going to go onto the darker brown color, and again start in the outer corner and work it inwards. Continue to darken up the shade. So I'm going to go onto this kind of purple one just to give it a little change, and I'm going to focus mostly on the outer corner of the eye, just up to the center. So now I'm going to grab a smaller brush by Morphe, and I'm going to grab the same colors and do the lower lash line. Go back and blend. Now that it's all blended, I'm going to grab a shimmery color. I'm going to apply it with my finger. So we're going to try this one here next to the purple. It's a purple shimmery. There's no name for it. I just apply it on my finger and then just place it in the center of the eye. Okay, I'm going to go back and blend a little bit more. Just blend the crease. Lower lash line. Okay, so now moving on to eyes. I'm going to simply use this pencil. And grab a smudge brush. I'm going to create a little tiny wing. This is your Morphe pencil brush, I think, smudge brush. So I'm going to go over the black. Just drag it outwards. Just kind of soften that up a little bit. on with the Wet n Wild contouring palette. I love this one. So right now, just going to simply apply the contour, or just kind of a warming effect. Not a real contour, but I'm gonna go into my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and grab these two. And onto blush, I'm gonna grab this Pixie and shade Beach Rose. I'm going onto lashes with my Hello Lashes by IT Cosmetics. And since I had that lash lift on, I really don't even need to curl them at the moment. So just a couple of coats take care of that. Pretty much done. Now I'm moving on to lips. I'm gonna grab the Smashbox in color Famous, which is a nice peach neutral. I love all Smashbox lippies. And then grabbing the Juicy Tubes by Lancome. This is in color Simmer. I'm gonna, oh, this is brand new. Apply it just on top. And this is pretty much it. I'm going to set it with the MAC Prep and Prime setting spray. And this is pretty much your final product. If you have any questions or comments, please make any comments below. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do so. I hope everybody had a beautiful Christmas and a Happy New Year's. See you next time.